Most men chase. Powerful men attract. You think it's gifts, texts, perfect lines. Wrong. That's neediness, and neediness kills desire. Attraction is primal, felt in the body before it's named in the mind. When you master presence, she leans in. When you master silence, she fills it. Your job isn't to impress, it's to hold frame so her curiosity has room to grow. Signal standards, not desperation. Create tension, don't smother it. Speak less, observe more. Eyes, voice, proximity. Her tells reveal everything. Lead with purpose, boundaries, and calm certainty. That energy is rare and addictive. Do this right, and you won't chase texts. She'll chase your attention. Today, I'll show you how to turn a spark of attraction into devotional obsession. Ethically, clearly, and without games. Point 1. Her eyes lock onto you. 400 words. If you want to know whether a woman is truly drawn to you, forget the words that come out of her mouth for a moment. Watch her eyes. The eyes never lie. They are the rawest window into attraction, and they will reveal the truth long before her lips ever do. A polite smile. That could be manners. A kind word. That could be habit. But her eyes, those are primal. They don't move toward what's boring. They don't linger on what's forgettable. When a woman is sexually pulled toward you, her gaze betrays her every time. Here's what to look for. Does she hold eye contact with you just a little longer than normal? Not the casual glance, but that locked-in moment where time feels slower. Does she let her eyes flick down to your lips mid-conversation, almost like she's imagining the feel of them on hers? Does she steal those quick looks when she thinks you're not paying attention, then whip her gaze away as if she wasn't caught? None of this is random. None of this is friendly. That's attraction manifesting itself in the most ancient way we know, through the eyes. But here's where men mess it up. They get a spark of that gaze, and immediately they start over-talking, chasing, leaning in too fast. They ruin the very tension her eyes were trying to create. You don't need to pounce. You don't need to act like a starving man who's finally seen food. If her eyes are giving you that energy, she's already feeling it. Your job is not to overcompensate. It's to stay calm, grounded and collected. Hold her eye contact without flinching. Don't look away nervously. Don't giggle or rush your words. Stand firm in that silent tension. When you do, something incredible happens. She begins to feel your confidence. She senses your strength. Suddenly, the attraction doesn't just exist, it grows. Her mind starts racing. Why does he seem so composed? Why does he look at me like that? Why does it feel so intense when his eyes meet mine? That's where curiosity is born. And curiosity is the seed of obsession. Because once her imagination starts filling in the blanks, once she's replaying that eye contact in her mind, you're no longer just a man in the room. You're the man she can't stop thinking about. So remember this. Her mouth might play it safe, but her eyes will always expose her desire. Read them right, and you'll always know when the spark is there. Point 2. Her body language betrays her. 400 words. Words can be faked. Smiles can be forced. But the body? The body doesn't lie. A woman's body language is the clearest giveaway of attraction because it isn't rehearsed, it's instinctual. When she feels that magnetic pull toward you, her movements, her posture, and even the smallest shifts in her stance will betray her desire. Most men never notice it. But once you learn to read these signals, you'll realize her body is speaking louder than her mouth ever could. Here's what you need to watch. When she's drawn to you, she will lean closer. Not because she can't hear, but because she wants to be in your space. Her shoulders, hips, even her feet will angle toward you, subconsciously aligning with your direction. That's her body saying, I want to be near you. She'll play with her hair, touch her neck, adjust her clothes, or toy with jewelry. All tiny outlets for nervous, excited energy. If she brushes against you and doesn't pull away, or finds little excuses for contact, that's not random. That's her body pulling her closer into your orbit. But here's the trap most men fall into. They notice the closeness, then immediately smother it. They lean too far in, grab her hand too soon, or drown her in attention. That kills the fire instantly. Attraction is like a flame. It needs oxygen. Too much force, and it burns out. Your job isn't to pounce. It's to match her energy without overstepping. If she leans in, you don't back away, but you also don't rush. If she touches your arm, allow it. Don't grip her hand like you've already won. The key is balance. This balance creates tension. And tension is everything. Tension is what makes her heart beat faster. Tension is what makes her mind spin when she walks away. She'll start asking herself, why do I feel this way around him? Why do I want him closer, even when he hasn't moved? That loop is where attraction transforms into obsession. So remember, her body language will always betray her desire. The way she angles, the way she fidgets, the way she finds reasons to touch you, they're all signs. Ignore her words for a moment and watch the way she moves. If her body keeps pulling toward you, she's not just comfortable, she's invested. And once she invests, the obsession is already taking root. Point 3. Her voice will change around you. 400 words. Most men are so busy thinking about what clever line to drop next that they miss one of the strongest signals of attraction. Her voice. A woman's voice is like a radar. It shifts automatically when she feels something for you. She doesn't plan it, she doesn't control it, it just happens. And if you listen carefully, you'll hear everything you need to know. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, her tone softens. She laughs more easily, even at things that aren't particularly funny. Her words carry a warmth, a playful rhythm, almost like music. Sometimes her pitch rises slightly, quickening with nervous energy. Other times it lowers, slower and more intimate, as if she's unconsciously drawing you in closer. Either way, her vocal pattern around you is different than with anyone else. Compare it, how she talks to her friends, co-workers, or even strangers. If her voice is lighter, warmer, or more animated with you, that's no coincidence. That's attraction. Listen also to how she says your name. A woman who's into you will repeat it more often. She'll stretch it out, play with it, almost savoring the sound. That's her subconscious way of creating intimacy, of tying your identity to pleasure in her mind. She wants to feel closer, and your name becomes the bridge. But here's the mistake most men make. They hear her laugh, her tone, her warmth, and they get overexcited. They start pushing too fast, pressing too hard, interpreting every giggle as a green light to escalate. That ruins the vibe. Attraction thrives on patience, not desperation. If her voice shifts, she's already giving you the signal. You don't need to leap forward. You need to hold your composure. The real test is whether you can stay calm while she's giving you that energy. Because here's the truth. Her change in tone isn't just attraction. It's also a test. She's watching to see if you notice without losing control, if you can handle the charge she's throwing your way. If you keep steady, relaxed, and confident, she feels safe. And more importantly, she feels intrigued. Over time, she'll start associating that lightness in her voice, that laughter, that softness with you. Every time she talks to you, she hears herself change, and her brain links that shift directly to your presence. That's how you move from simple attraction to deep emotional pull. And once that link is forged, she won't just enjoy talking to you, she'll crave it. That's the beginning of obsession. Point 4. She finds reasons to be around you. 400 words. Attraction always reveals itself in effort. A woman who feels nothing for you won't invest her time or her presence. She'll keep conversations short, she'll disappear quickly, and she'll make excuses to leave. But when she's drawn to you, suddenly she'll find endless reasons to stay in your orbit. That's one of the clearest signs, when she starts putting herself in your space without needing to. Notice the small things. Maybe she lingers after a group conversation when everyone else has already walked away. Maybe she accidentally shows up where you are, pretending it's coincidence. Maybe she stretches a 2-minute chat into a 10-minute one by asking questions that don't even matter, just to keep the interaction alive. Or she suddenly takes an interest in something you're doing, even if she had no interest in it before. None of this is random. It's her attraction pulling her toward you. But here's where most men blow it. They see her effort and they panic. They start flooding her with attention, over-explaining themselves, or chasing harder because they think now's the moment to prove their worth. Wrong. That kills the energy. Attraction isn't about overwhelming her with your presence. It's about allowing her to invest more and more into yours. If she's already making the effort to be near you, you don't need to chase. She's chasing you in subtle, unspoken ways. The right move: stay calm. Let her stay in your space without making it awkward or desperate. Match her presence without overdoing it. When you hold steady like this, something powerful happens in her mind. The more she puts herself around you, the more she justifies it internally. She starts asking herself, why do I always want to be near him? What is it about him that I can't resist? That self-questioning is where curiosity turns into obsession. Think of yourself like gravity. Planets don't run around chasing the sun. The sun's presence pulls them into orbit. You don't need to beg, plead, or drag her in. Your calm, centered energy creates the pull. And once she's circling, once she's making excuses to stay close, her emotions do the rest of the work. So remember this: indifference creates distance, but attraction creates effort. If she's finding reasons to linger, to be in your world, to stay just a little longer, it means she's already invested. And the more she invests, the harder it becomes for her to walk away. That's how desire transforms into obsession. Point 5. She gets jealous without admitting it. 400 words. One of the strongest, yet most hidden signs of attraction is jealousy. A woman who feels nothing for you will never care who you're talking to, texting, or spending time with. She'll smile politely and move on because your attention doesn't matter to her. But when she's drawn to you, even if she tries to hide it, that spark of jealousy always slips through. And once you learn to spot it, you'll never miss it again. Pay attention to the little shifts. When another woman enters the conversation, does she suddenly go quieter, watching more carefully than before? Does her tone change when she casually asks, "Oh, who was that?" Or, "So you two are close?" She might laugh it off, acting as if she doesn't care, but her eyes will give her away. That flicker of curiosity, that slight tension in her voice, it's her attraction speaking through jealousy. Sometimes it shows up in playful ways. She might tease you about another woman, pretending it's a joke, but really she's testing you. She wants to know where she stands. Other times, she'll get competitive without admitting it, suddenly becoming more animated, more engaging, trying to outshine whoever else has your attention. That's not coincidence. That's her instinct to claim her spot in your world. Here's the mistake most men make. When they notice jealousy, they rush to reassure her. "Don't worry, I'm only into you." Or, "She's just a friend." That kills the tension instantly. Why? Because now you've made yourself predictable. The mystery is gone. Jealousy, when handled wrong, evaporates. But when handled right, it fuels obsession. The right move is simple. Stay calm. Don't explain yourself. Don't try to soothe her insecurity. Let her feel the tension. Because it's that uncertainty, that subtle fear of losing your attention, that multiplies her desire. When she doesn't know exactly where she stands, her mind starts circling you even more, She replays the scene. She wonders if she's special enough. That mental loop tightens her emotional bond to you. Here's the truth. Jealousy is not weakness. It's proof of investment. If she feels nothing, she won't care. If she feels everything, she'll try to hide it, but it always leaks through. Spot it, don't smother it. Let her wrestle with it. Because every moment she spends thinking about who has your attention is another moment she's falling deeper into your orbit. And that's how attraction sharpens into obsession. Point 6. She opens up and shares personal things with you. 400 words. Attraction doesn't just show in the eyes, the body, or the voice. It shows in how much of herself she's willing to give you. A woman who feels nothing for you will keep conversations light and surface level. She'll talk about the weather, her day, or other meaningless small talk, and then move on. But when she's drawn to you, something shifts. She starts lowering her guard. She begins sharing things she doesn't share with everyone else. And that's not just friendliness, it's attraction pulling her closer. Listen to the way her conversations change. Instead of just asking, "How was your day?" she'll dig deeper. "What do you really want in life?" Or, "What makes you happiest?" That's curiosity. And curiosity only comes when she's emotionally invested. She'll tell you personal stories, admit little insecurities, or confide in you about dreams she doesn't normally voice. When a woman says things like, "I don't usually tell people this, but understand this," that's not random. That's her subconscious saying, "I feel safe with you. I want you to know me on a deeper level." But here's where most men go wrong. The second she opens up, they dump their entire life story, oversharing to impress or forcing vulnerability back. That kills the frame. Attraction doesn't grow when you unload everything at once. It grows when you let her peel back your layers slowly, when she feels like she's unlocking you piece by piece. That sense of discovery keeps her hooked. The right move is simple. Listen. Be fully present. When she shares, give her space to speak, and when you respond, do it with calm confidence. Share just enough to keep the intimacy balanced, but not so much that you kill the mystery. Let her feel like she's earning access to your inner world. Why does this matter? Because obsession is built on emotional investment. The more she shares, the more tied she becomes. Every personal detail she reveals is another thread connecting her to you. Once she feels understood, once she feels safe and open in your presence, walking away becomes harder and harder. Attraction might spark desire, but emotional vulnerability creates attachment. And when those two combine, obsession isn't far behind. So remember this. When she starts letting you into her private world, it's not just conversation. It's proof her attraction is deepening into something stronger. Handle it right, and you won't just be the man she desires. You'll be the man she can't stop thinking about. Point 7. She mirrors your energy and behavior. 400 words. One of the clearest yet most overlooked signs of attraction is mirroring. When a woman feels drawn to you, her subconscious begins syncing with yours. Her body, her words, even her rhythm of movement starts to copy yours without her realizing it. This isn't a trick she's playing, it's psychology. Mirroring is the body's way of saying, "I feel connected to you. I'm aligned with you. I want to be in your world." And once you spot it, you'll see it's one of the most powerful indicators of desire. Notice the little things. If you lean back in your chair, does she do the same within seconds? If you pick up your drink, does she reach for hers right after? If you slow your tone or rest your hand on your chin, does she unconsciously mirror that? These tiny actions are not coincidences. They're her body aligning itself with yours. Even in conversation, you might hear her start using your words, your phrases, even your slang. That's not just comfort, that's chemistry. It means she's slipping into your frame, syncing her identity with yours. Now here's where men usually ruin it. The moment they notice mirroring, they get overly excited. They start pushing too fast, complimenting excessively, or escalating too soon, as if they've already won. That kills the natural flow. Mirroring is fragile. It works best when it's left unforced. If you break the rhythm by acting desperate, the harmony collapses. The right move is patience. Let her mirror you. Let her continue sinking her energy to yours. The longer this goes on, the deeper the connection builds in her mind. Because here's the secret. When her body and words start copying yours, she's training her brain to feel bonded to you. Every mirrored action is like her subconscious telling her, I belong here. I feel right here. And once that feeling takes root, it doesn't just fade away, it grows. This is how attraction transforms into obsession, because obsession isn't just about desire, it's about alignment. When she feels in rhythm with you, when she unconsciously matches your movements, she convinces herself that being with you just feels natural. And once she believes that, it stops being a choice. It becomes instinct. So remember this, attraction isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent, hidden in the way she copies your gestures or echoes your words. And when she mirrors you, it's not just a sign of interest, it's proof her body and mind are aligning with yours. That alignment is what turns curiosity into craving, and craving into obsession. Attraction isn't hidden if you know where to look. A woman will reveal her desire in ways her words could never explain. Through her eyes, her body, her voice, the effort she makes to be around you, the subtle jealousy she tries to hide, the personal things she shares, and the way she mirrors your energy without realizing it. These aren't random behaviors. They're signals, powerful, primal signs that she feels something she doesn't want to admit out loud. Most men miss them because they're too busy chasing, overthinking, or trying to force connection, and that's exactly why they fail. The truth is, obsession doesn't come from chasing harder. It comes from holding your ground, staying calm, and letting her attraction breathe. When you resist the urge to smother her with neediness and instead give her the space to invest, she becomes the one who leans in, who thinks about you when you're gone, who compares every other man to you and finds them lacking. That's when attraction transforms into something deeper. So stop searching for magic lines or tricks. The real power lies in awareness, patience, and composure. Read the signs, hold your frame, and watch attraction grow into obsession.